Hello everybody, how are you doing? It's your girl Merle, and today we are going to be doing a nice little festive holiday feast, a vegan holiday feast. I'm going to show you how to make a delicious vegan turkey holiday stuffed roast with my own stuffing recipe and a homemade gravy. Some of you may know I did a video last week where I tried a slew of vegan roasts that are out there on the market that you can buy. You would think I would never dream of touching another roast ever again, and certainly so soon. All that sodium. So much sodium. But alas, here we are. This time we're making it from scratch so we can control how much sodium we put in there. I figured a lot of you might not have access to some of those store-bought vegan roasts, especially if you're not in the US, so why not show you how to make your very own for you and your family. But before we jump in, I would like to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video, who's going to be the superstar of this event. And here she is, everybody, the Midea Flexify French door.
Bonjour.
Air fryer oven. These are the French doors, look.
A ton of you were asking me about this air fryer from my last video. And I have good news, you can get this air fryer with a discount for Black Friday.
These doors are so fun to me. They make me feel both fancy and French and, yeah, I'll say it, fun. The Midea Flexify French door air fryer oven has 10 versatile functions. So you can, drumroll please, air fry, toast, bake, broil. It has a pizza feature. Reheat, warm, slow cook, and dehydrate. This is the 26.4 quart capacity oven. That's nice because you can fit a lot in there. I named her Chauncey. Let's get into it. We're gonna put her to work. Okay, listen, I've never actually made a vegan turkey for Thanksgiving or a holiday before. I have made seitan before, but I've never actually done it specifically for a dish like this. So we're gonna be learning and growing together today. But I'm not egotistical enough to think that I could try something for the first time and just invent the recipe. I just know I can't. Gotta start somewhere. So I like to look at a bunch of different options from creators that I like or recipes that are highly rated. And then I look at the common denominators. I take pieces that I like from some and the others, and I figure out, which steps are crucial, which ingredients are crucial, and where there's a little wiggle room. Groundbreaking stuff, right? So the recipes I drew from for this video are School Night Vegan, Jessica in the Kitchen, Nora Cooks, and It Doesn't Taste Like Chicken. They all have a lot in common, like vital wheat gluten, nutritional yeast, white miso paste, fresh or dried herbs, easy enough. But then they differ on their protein base. So for example, Nora Cooks uses chickpeas, Jessica in the Kitchen uses white beans, and then It Doesn't Taste Like Chicken and School Night Vegan both use firm tofu. I was really leaning towards the white beans because I just thought that'd be kind of cool, might have a nice texture, and I love beans and the flavor could be nice. But since the majority says tofu, I'm gonna go with tofu. I'm trying a method of making it today that I've never done before, which is using a food processor. Really hoping it makes it a lot more pleasant. Cause I did the washed flour method, and let me tell you, I think it almost gave me carpal tunnel. It was a long, arduous process. Felt like a huge waste of water. I'd rather not do that again. Furthermore, of all 4 recipes, I noticed that there have been like scores of positive comments from It Doesn't Taste Like Chicken by people that have actually made it and tried it. Not just people that are commenting that they're excited to try it. That's another thing to look for. Hot tip, I'm throwing them out left and right. Here's another one. 4. It Doesn't Taste Like Chicken does not have a stuffed bird, but Jessica in the Kitchen does, and so does School Night Vegan. So we're gonna just figure it out. Let's get into this stuffing. I'm gonna be making my very own stuffing. So for me, I'm choosing to use a nice ciabatta baguette.
I saw Katie Heron use ciabatta bread in her stuffing, so I used ciabatta bread in my stuffing.
No, the New York Times was using it and I'm gonna follow their lead. And we've got a French theme going on here, right? You can use any bread of your choosing. So with the bread, we want it to be a little bit stale, and you've got 2 options here. You can either plan ahead the night before, cube it up, slice it down the middle, get it into like 1-inch cubes, let it sit out overnight and dry out. Or you can do what most of us will do and not plan ahead and slice it up, as one does, into your nice cubes. And simply place it on a baking sheet, let it spread out, give it some room, place it in your beautiful oven at around 275 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 135 degrees Celsius. And just let it hang out in the oven for like 15-20 minutes or so. and ready to go. It was still a little bit soft in the middle, which is what you want. The reason we want it to be a little bit more dried out and a little bit more stale is because otherwise we're gonna end up with bread soup when we add it in with everything else. We need it to be absorbing and taking on all the flavors from everything else. All right, so now our bread is done. It's perfect. It looks ready to go. I'm gonna set that aside. We're going to take 4 tablespoons of vegan butter. Yeah, that's right. This is the holidays. We need warmth and happiness in our lives, okay? More than ever. We're going to put that over a nice pan under a medium-low heat and just let that melt down. And we're going to slice up 3 or 4 stalks of celery. We're gonna add our celery into the pan. I'm going to dice up half of a huge yellow onion. You could also just do a whole small onion. And we're gonna add our onion right on into the pan. And you can let the celery and the onion cook for like 3 to 4 minutes, almost like right before it starts to get translucent, because we're gonna add in some apple. Brief disclaimer here. I like cranberries and I like apples in my stuffing. I like some sweetness and some tartness. You might not like that. That might freak you out. You can omit either or both of those ingredients. I also like nuts in my stuffing, like pecans or walnuts. And for this recipe, I actually toasted some walnuts. You can do that in the oven or you can do that on the stovetop. In the meantime, we're going to dice up an apple. After we dice up our apple, we are going to add that into the pan. And we're gonna let that cook through another, I'd say, 4 or 5 minutes or so. And while we're waiting for the apple to cook through, we're going to dice and slice up some delicious fresh herbs. You can use dried herbs if you want to, but I'm gonna be using fresh. Then we're gonna add in our fresh herbs and let that cook for like 1 minute or so and keep stirring that up. Then we're gonna add in our bread. I did mine in like 2 hauls. Add your bread in along with vegetable stock. Just be patient with it because as your dehydrated cubes of bread start to absorb the flavor, they'll shrink down and it'll be easier for you to fit more in there. And then you can pour an additional half cup or full cup of vegetable stock in the rest of the way. Make sure you get that nice and mixed up, and then you can add in your toasted nuts if you're using them, and some dried cranberries. I think my mom uses just regular cranberries. I didn't do that. I just got dried ones, but you can try that if you want. Whatever, dealer's choice. Mix all that together, and then we're going to grab a prepared baking pan and then pour your stuffing into the container, or spoon it into the container if you want to be safe. And then we're gonna cook that in our oven for about 20 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 180 degrees Celsius. I'm turning on the convection setting for this so I can make sure that it's evenly cooked all the way through. Wow, all I can say is that it is starting to smell like the holidays. I'm dreaming of a nice stuffing. That is the joy of the holidays in a baking pan, everyone. We'd love to see it. This is exactly how you want it. It's nice and crispy on top, and it's cooked all the way through. I can see it. It's crispy on the edges, but it's still nice and soft. Oh my God, this did a perfect job. This did a better job than my conventional oven did, and it did it quicker. So now we're gonna set this aside. It is turkey time. My main base recipe was the "it doesn't taste like chicken" recipe. I made a couple of tweaks, one being to double the nutritional yeast count. She used 3 tablespoons. I'm gonna use 6. I'm also going to double the liquid count, at least double. I might do even a little bit more. She used only 2 tablespoons of stock, and I actually went out of my way to buy the expensive Halo no chicken broth. So it tastes more like poultry, I guess. Really pricey though, so it better be good. And here's a nice Midea. See what I did there? With my Midea Flexify French door air fryer oven, it doesn't get painfully hot in here like it normally does when I'm working away in the kitchen in these tight quarters with my oven. I thought I was gonna die in the vegan turkey ranking I did the other week. I'm going to try this food processor method. I really hope it's effective. Really hoping this is the way I can do this moving forward because I love seitan. So if we can find an easy way to make it, great. Save some money, save some water, save a bunch of time. So I'm going to start by draining our tofu. For this, we're gonna use firm tofu, broth, nutritional yeast, bouillon cube, white miso paste, onion powder, garlic powder, or ground sage, dried thyme. I'm sure you can use fresh herbs in this as well. I just don't feel like chopping more. I just chopped a lot. Now we're gonna blend this up, and we need to make sure we do this until it's nice and smooth. Okay, now it's time to add in the Vital Wheat gluten. This looks so nice and smooth now. So we're using 1.5 cups of the glutinous flour. This probably has a crazy amount of protein. Let me look. In 1/4 cup, guess how much protein? 23 grams of protein in a 1/4 cup. Isn't that bananas? That's because this is just literally it is the protein from gluten. All of the recipes said the same amount of Vital Wheat gluten, so that's promising. Wish me luck, Chauncey. All right, here we go. Ready? Oh my God. This feels like a magic trick. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's a game changer. It really just came together in like 15 seconds. That's insane. That's a life changer. Wow. I'm gonna take it out. I think that it is actually possibly good. I can't believe it, how easy that was. Now this is where things are gonna get tricky because I have to try to shape this. This genuinely right now looks like one of those mud sand castles you make, like a drip castle. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where you had like the wet sand and you let it drip. That's what this is giving right now. I always loved those ones because they're so like gothic inspired and mysterious and dramatic. Just like I thought I was at that age. So I want to roll this out, okay? And then we're supposed to like go like this in half and then, damn, it broke on me. You're not supposed to break on me. That's supposed to help with the texture if you like twist it, I guess. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna try to shape it into a rectangle so we can fit our stuffing in there. We want it to be like 1 inch thick. If you're like me and certain things in the kitchen are very challenging and intimidating to you, you should reward yourself and compliment yourself along the way when you make milestones, because I didn't know how this was gonna go. And so far it's going okay. I think that's good. So now we're gonna take our stuffing, our beautiful stuffing, and we're going to put that inside. And it is gonna be no problem, right? Right. Oh, stuffing is so gorgeous. Look at this. Oh, it's so beautiful. It is so dang beautiful. Heaven. This is definitely too much. I need to stop. Maybe a little more. Now, let's all say a little prayer, if you will, that this works out for me so I don't lose my mind. Okay, whoa, wow. Oh my God, I did it. Now I need to make sure it's like totally sealed. Oh, no, it's threatening to open again. Okay, totally sealed. Come on, baby, you can do this. You can hold it together. We're all just trying to hold it together. I made way too much stuffing. That is a problem I'm happy to have. So if you don't want a ton of leftover stuffing, you could probably have it or even quarter it if you need to. But who doesn't love leftover stuffing? And just make 2 of these, you know? Okay. Now I'm going to get some water boiling and we're going to steam this for about 45 minutes. First, I'm gonna wrap it up in some aluminum foil. We're rocking it right now, y'all. We are rocking it. This is awesome. We're gonna let it steam and we will be back in 45 minutes. Isn't this exciting? While we wait for our turkey roast to steam, we're gonna make our own homemade gravy, which is very easy. This was pulled from a New York Times recipe, and it's essentially just 1/2 cup of olive oil, which I know sounds like a lot, but I also realize this makes a ton of gravy. Again, you could probably 1/2 or 1/4 this recipe. I'm making a ton because I made a ton of stuffing and I like to have them together. We're just gonna add our olive oil into a pan, and then we're going to mince up some onion. And then we're gonna mince up some mushrooms. And we're gonna put them in the oil, and then we are just going to saute those until they get nice and brown, like 8 minutes or so. And then we're gonna add in our flour, and we're gonna add in like 4 to 5 cups of vegetable stock. I'm using the no chicken broth that I got from Halo again, because I want to use it up, and also because I think it'd be good for this. And then we can season it with some soy sauce or some salt. You could use amino acid, or you could use coconut aminos if you want, whatever you want. And then we just let it thicken up, and that's it.
Hello, it's all-knowing me from the future, and I have a couple notes on this gravy after having made it. It's the only thing about this whole video that I'm not over the moon about, and it's because I hadn't tried it until this day that I was shooting it. So my notes on this would be to try to use shiitake mushrooms or porcini mushrooms if you can. They just are going to be more flavorful. Even if you just do half porcini, half baby bella, or half shiitake, half white mushroom, whatever you have, whatever you can do. If you don't want to buy porcini or shiitake, you could also just use a mushroom bouillon cube. In fact, I'd recommend you do that anyway. It'll just add a ton of flavor to it. I would also definitely swap the olive oil for vegan butter, just because, like, come on, it's gonna be better, and this is gravy here. And if I were to make it again, I would probably add some minced garlic, and I would probably add some nutritional yeast, and maybe even a little, like, Dijon mustard or something, just to give it a little funk. But anyway, those are my notes. Take or leave it, whatever you want. Don't mind this succulent that's like, just don't mind it. Anyway, those are my notes, so go forth.
Okay, so I realized the recipe says I should let our roast hang out overnight. Here she is. For the best texture, they said to let it cool in the fridge where it'll shrink up. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put this in a plastic bag. I'm gonna put a paper towel in there to absorb any moisture, and we're gonna let it sit in the fridge overnight. And I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, everybody, it is a new day, and our adorable roast has been sitting in the fridge for a good 12 hours. Before we go ahead and check on our vegan turkey, we're going to mix up a butter garlic paste. So basically we're gonna melt like a 1/4 cup of vegan butter. Then we're going to add 3 to 4 cloves of minced garlic. I used a garlic press. And then we're gonna add in some fresh or dried thyme and some black pepper. And then you can add in some salt or some soy sauce. That's up to you. I used salt. So let's check out the vegan turkey. I'm super cautiously optimistic. Okay. Now it should have shrunken in the fridge. I'm nervous and I'm excited. Oh gosh, please be good. Wow, this is our bird. Okay, I'm excited about this. Oh my gosh, it's so much more like compact. I'm so excited. I really can't, I mean, I know like I shouldn't be surprised, but I'm like so excited by how it already looks and feels. Seitan always looks like wet bread, which is basically what it is. All right, so now we're gonna baste it with our garlic. It's like giving a little massage. Okay, now we're going to, for the crispy skin, because the skin was always like my favorite part. So it doesn't taste like chicken, uses this genius strategy by using rice paper as the crispy skin. So we're gonna submerge our rice paper in some water. She only used 1 sheet, but I'm gonna use 2 because I love the skin, you know? Sorry if this offends anyone, because I know there's always comments that are like, you're vegan. Why do you want anything to taste like meat? Well, because I used to love the taste of meat, okay? That's why. So I loved the skin. I used to try to like bargain with other family members when I was younger to get some of their skin that they had on their turkey. Okay, now it's time to bring in Chauncey, our Midea Flexify. We're going to bake this for about 15 minutes. Then we're going to rub the rest of the baste onto our roast, and then we're gonna bake it again for another 15 to 25 minutes. Now, what is gonna be particularly great for this recipe is the fact that the Midea Flexify has a convection setting, so our roast will be perfectly cooked. The same reason it worked so well for the stuffing. Especially useful for something like this. Okay, so we got our first 15 minutes done and it looks really good. I can definitely see some spots where the rice skin lifted up around the edges, but I'm not worried about that at all. It smells so good and it looks incredible already. Like I can see the rice paper skin resemblance. Freaky, freaky. I'm so excited to try this. None of the vegan roasts we tried in my ranking video had a skin on them. At least not a skin that was like like this kind of crispy skin. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to try this. So I'm gonna pop this in there for between 15 and 25 minutes. I'm just gonna brush this with a little bit more vegan butter to make sure that the skin stays like, I guess as moistened as it possibly can, so it doesn't just like crack off. I cannot begin to explain to y'all how good this smells. Oh my God, this looks so good. Okay, this looks so good. I could cry. When things work, oh my God, I'm so happy right now. I'm gonna get some gravy and we're gonna try this. The look of this seitan is insanely good. Look at the turkey meat, look at the stuffing, look at the crispy garlic. Are you kidding me? The cranberries. Okay, I want to try to get something that has a little bit of everything. This is so good. I want to say one thing right off the bat. I didn't add like almost any real sodium, like crazy sodium to this. So even without like a ton of salt, this just tastes so good. The texture of the seitan is magical. Wow. I am delighted by this because I also don't feel like it's gonna kill me with sodium. This stuffing with this is so good. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. The Midea cooked this perfectly. It's like juicy, evenly cooked. Oh gosh, it's not dry. Shouts out to it doesn't taste like chicken for the seitan recipe. Oh my God, this is so delicious. Let me be so for real with you right now. I love this. I actually like this more than any of the vegan roasts that I ranked last week. And this is like way more straightforward ingredients, not a ton of extra stuff. We made it ourselves so we can adjust it how we want. I love the crispy skin on it. I honestly would probably make more crispy skin, like maybe just put layers and layers and layers of it because the skin is so good. I would also add like, if you wanna go full in, you could add like the no chicken or the fake chicken like bouillon cube to the water that you soak the rice paper in. Man, I'm so happy with this. The texture of the seitan is not too stiff. It's not spongy either. It's kind of like melt in your mouth almost, but it does hold up. Like it does have a nice structure to it. I mean, I really like the stuffing I made because it's exactly how I like it. And I'm so happy I got it to work cooked inside this. That's just fun. Realistically, like you could probably just make a whole thing of the seitan, maybe double it, and then make the stuffing on the side because it's already cooked when you put it in there. So it's really just for fun, I think, that you're putting it in. So that way you get more seitan and you can just eat it with it. Similar to like all other vegan roasts I've had, it's not like if you put this in front of a non-vegan and told them it was turkey, they'd be like, oh, that's definitely turkey. It's not exactly the same, but it is so good. It is so moist and like juicy. I'm gonna have a lot of fun playing around with this recipe because I just can't get over how good the texture of this is. It is so damn good. It was so incredibly easy to make. Why am I spending tons of money on seitan? I'm gonna make it from now on. Well, thank you all for coming along on this journey. I hope you try this one out. I would love to hear if you do, how you make it, what tweaks you make to it. And thank you so much, Midea Flexify French door air fryer oven for being the sponsor of today's video. And honestly, the superstar of today's video because you made the stuffing perfect and you made the turkey perfect. You nailed it. I'm not gonna lie, this thing cooks so much quicker than like my conventional oven. It's nuts. I cooked extra stuffing in the oven at the same time, and this one was done faster, and this one was done better and more evenly. If you are excited as I am about the Midea Flexify, then go ahead and head to the link in my description or just search Midea Flexify. They are offering a huge discount right now. The discount period is from November 21st to December 2nd.
And you will get 29% off when you use Midea's code for Black Friday, Midea Oven 24.
This oven is genuinely perfect whether you're a college student or you're someone who's new to cooking in the kitchen or you're a professional. You can cook breakfast, lunch, dinner, quick, easy, efficient, less oil, evenly cooked. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing and it's light. honestly, compared to other ovens that do similar things, it costs far less and it weighs far less. So head to the description, click the link, and enjoy. I hope you guys had so much fun with this one. I had a blast. Please, if you did enjoy it, like and subscribe. I'd love to see you here again, and your likes and your comments truly do help. Let me know if you're gonna try this for yourself. Let me know if you think I'm crazy for loving cranberries in my stuffing. Just let me know how it's going. Drop a pun down there, I love to read those. And in the meantime, I'm gonna eat this whole entire thing because it is so good. And it actually doesn't make me feel bad after eating it. Like, it's not packed to the brim with sodium. Like, I know I've said that multiple times, but trust me, you don't understand. The fact that I can enjoy eating this after the amount of vegan roast I ate last week is a miracle and a testament to itself, to this recipe. So good. I'm so happy right now. I will catch you on the next one. Ciao for now.